Let's bring you this. Teased on it in our headlines, but Tongaat residents in KwaZulu-Natal are now taking their frustrations to the streets today. They're protesting over continuing poor service delivery, but they also say they've been without water for over a month. eNCA's Leti Wembluli is in Tongaat and joins us now for the very latest with regards to that particular protest. Leti, good morning to you. And what can you tell us about what the residents are lamenting and complaining about this morning?
Well, Tumelo, all residents here in Tongaat are saying they've been without water for over 50 days, and they've taken all their frustrations on the road this morning. As you can see, the community came out in numbers. They are protesting, asking for their councillor to get involved. I'd like to mention that the plant that supplies water to this community was actually damaged by the floods last month, and the municipality, the Tongaat municipality, has said before that it's going to take a few months for the plant to be fixed. But I want to bring in residents and speak to them about their frustrations. I know that they've been lamenting the same thing over the past few months. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us at eNCA. Take us through what you've been dealing with as a community. What is the problem?
The problem basically is that we don't have any water apart from tankers coming every 2-3 days. For that we are very much grateful. Water is the lifeblood of our nation, and we have elderly people in this community. It's very difficult for them to carry buckets of water all the time, and we don't have set times which the mayor has promised us for water to come. We're supposed to have gotten 2 tanks per day. We're just getting 1 tank per day. Sometimes the tank has to come 2-3 times, which is also very difficult because people cannot function in a normal manner without basic need of water. So we also feel that the powers that be could have done much more than what is being done right now. We have a pipeline coming from Mamba Ridge that could be channeled through to Break Village and the surrounding areas that do not have water at this point. But why they are stalling? What is the reason behind all of this? The Tongaat municipality also had assistance from Tongaat Julid Group, and I believe that they have declined this assistance. We've had the mayor come up. He made promises, but these promises are just promises in vain. It never came to pass because, people cannot do without water. Water is so crucial to their daily life and living. And if you take that away from them, what is life then? We have so much that we are really grateful for. But why are the powers putting a stop to this running water to come to our taps on a daily, regular basis? Do we need to go back to the Stone Age? Is that what we have come down to? We have every form of technology at our disposal right now. Why are the powers that be putting a stop to this? We know that municipality has been given the authority, but they have declined and refused to let piped water come to the residents. What for? We need answers. This is the only way the residents could undertake a peaceful situation. You can see everything is peaceful down here. If this wasn't happened, our voices would not have been heard. We are just trying to get water, which is a simple, basic need for every resident in the Tongaat area. So please, let the powers that be come to the fore and make this a possibility than a 60-day or a 60 million. Where do they dream up these figures?
Ma'am, I also want to bring in another resident because I know it's not the only issue. The water is not the only issue. And you can talk to the residents as well, so you can get a full view of what the people are going through. One person cannot tell you what it is. So I know you have a list of your demands that you want to share with us. What exactly do you need?
Ma'am, this is an act of desperation on behalf of the community of Tongaat. After the recent storms, we have totally inaccessible areas. Roads have been damaged and destroyed. with no help whatsoever from the municipality. We are asking for the municipality to please come aboard, help us clean the roads, help us clean the towns, help us restore the water, the sanitation that is lacking in this area. People are desperate. People have reached to an extent whereby they're fetching waters from rivers and unhygienic water. And this could pose a risk whereby they could get very badly ill. And what is of concern, ma'am, is that there is water that is piped to certain areas that is in the neighborhood. And our greatest concern is how come this water is not reaching the poor? How come this water is not reaching everybody else? We are asking members of the municipality, we are asking politicians, please, this is a plight of the desperate, the aged, the sick. We're saying humanity has reached to an extent whereby we have to become disruptive in order to get our demands met. We are asking the councillors to come aboard also. We are saying that, listen, our basic needs have been violated and it's over 50 days by now. Negotiations have stalled, promises have made, but not have been fulfilled. We are desperate.
Tumelo, I also just saw the councillor Jeff pulling through. I want to go in and just try and speak to him because right now he is addressing members of the community.
Don't you shout at me.
Mr. Pullen? Mr. Pullen?
So you came here, you kept quiet. Because I don't need to make a noise.
Oh, but you never had to address anyone's questions.
You're not going to address us, though.
Mr. Pullen, how are you?
I'm all right.
I'm also great.
If they keep quiet, then we can talk. Otherwise, it's impossible to talk.
Can we
The
just...
first thing is, really, guys, this isn't just Break Village. It's quite a large part of Tongaat doesn't have water. We understand that. I'm just as distressed as everybody else is. I've been to the waterworks twice, and both occasions I don't see us doing anything there which worries me. I think we should be having people in there digging all the sand out so that we can get things done. And that's a concern. There is water in from other areas, from Inyaninga and from Mumbaridge, sorry, I couldn't think of the name, Mumbaridge here. And the city is trying to get those links through to you guys here. But there's not just Break Village. There's Gandhinagar, there's the main street, High Street, there's the R102 as well, where there's no water. There's this is in our ward, and there's also Sastry Circle and Bailgate, and also Magwaveni. Those are all in the ward, and they're all in the Tongaat area. Then there's the other two wards, 61 and 62, who also don't have water in Tongaat. So it's a huge problem.
A lot of residents are just frustrated because they're saying it's been 50 days. Is there a time frame as to when the water will come back?
No, there isn't. The deputy mayor did give a time frame, and when I went to see the water officials before that, they said it's not going to happen.
And the reason behind this?
Because they can't get the waterworks going in time. I have suggested that we link from these other places and feed back into the centre of Tongaat. And that is not happening, and I think that's what we should be doing. But unfortunately, I don't have the power to order that.
And in terms of the water tankers, the lady that I was speaking to right now was saying they only get water tankers 2 to 3 days a week, and they need water every day.
And we also
Inform us of these things. A council that doesn't come to the ward and addresses the residents.
do you want to come and do the interview?
So you need to...
It's probably easier if he does it, because he knows everything.
In terms of the water tankers, what is the problem there?
The problem is we don't have enough water tankers for the city, period, right? But we also, in this ward, I don't think half the officials know how big the ward is, and they don't realise how much. They try and issue 3 tankers to each ward, but if one ward has most of the places where there's no water, they should be saying to themselves, let's give more tankers to that area. And that's one of the problems. So obviously we're working on that. Trying to get hold of officials is a major concern because they don't answer their phones, they don't respond. So that makes it very difficult for us, to try and interact with officials. So you can scream and shout at me as much as you like, but that's actually not going to help, because what we really need, some of you guys might be related to people in the water department. If you are, ask your rellies, please, can you tell us how we can get the water? And I don't see why we... Wait. Everybody wants to talk, sorry. This is impossible. But that's what we've got to be doing. We've got to be working together. And we can't, for example, even get the tankers in now because the road is closed. So, in a sense, we're shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, no, communication, because there's a lack of communication.
We're not getting heard. Exactly, 100%. Exactly.
A lack of communication, Jeff. They're saying you guys don't communicate with them.
You didn't say that's too big. You want one of vote. Yes. Your phone doesn't answer his phone. What? You want water.
Do you know how many groups I'm on and how many individuals contact me separately? And it's physically impossible.
Let me bring in some of the residents because they have something to say so that we don't have this. So you were saying something about the councillor not answering his phone?
Yeah, councillor doesn't answer his phone. So when you phone the councillor, he doesn't answer his phone. That's period.
During this 50-day period, we have not seen our councillor not once. This is the first time it had to happen. It had to incite riots for him to appear.
Yes. Okay, so Jeff is currently having some conversations with the residents.
And they won't give it. And no, God knows.
Well, then all you councillors must go there. Go there and put the deputy mayor under pressure. Come on, Jeff.
And Jeff, what about the water line up the road?
We have a water line up the road.
Literally 500 meters.
Agreed.
500 meters from our house. Fresh flowing water that we wasted. But they're not giving it to us. That is why we're making the noise.
So that is why we are here to make the noise, because we have water. We need the water.
It's one plastic pipe. And then the whole of community, Breakvillage will have water, Tongaat Central will have water. Never mind, the pressure is low, but we will have water. But we heard it's politics, that they're not giving us the water.
There were contractors working.
They connected the line. The line is live. Currently, if we go there now, you'll see water there. But it's not coming down to
Well, then you should
and we lose our area.
What do you have to say about all these complaints?
What do I have to say?
What do you have to say about all these complaints?
Yes, they're correct. I absolutely agree with you. And my hands are tied in a way because I'm not a plumber.
But
I would. Yes, but a councillor isn't necessarily a plumber.
Yes, you're not a
delegate. You need to delegate.
Yes.
That's all. You got
Yeah. Ah, yes, that's the thing.
You the connection between the citizens and the metro.
Yeah.
So that's why you're there.
That is why I called you.
If I can, but remember, it's not possible to inform everybody.
Which is why you find the time, Jeff. You find the time.
Okay. So we're going to come out of this Tumelo, but basically residents are going to be talking to Jeff throughout the day, just basically relaying their frustrations about the water issue. They are saying that they've been without water for over 50 days. When the deputy mayor came to Tongaat last month, he did say that fixing the water plant that was damaged by the floods is going to take at least 6 months. But the residents are saying, with that said, even the water tankers that the municipality is supplying is not enough because it's not supplying the whole ward. And they are not getting any communication from officials, especially their councillor. He is here, Jeff Pullen, but he is unfortunately not providing each and every resident with the right answer. We will also be speaking to the municipality a bit later on about this problem because the residents are saying they cannot function without water.
Yeah, indeed, Letty, I could see, of course, tensions rising between residents and the councillor. It seems the bigger problem is the water and the lack of communication. He, of course, defending that, saying it's impossible for him to communicate with everyone. But they're still saying they don't answer any calls. They don't reach back. They don't update them. So we'll, of course, come back to you, colleague, as soon as there are other developments out in Tongaat. That's eNCA's Letty Wemdluli for us. All right.